All right, hello and welcome everybody. Today we have Bobby Hiller here. He'll be talking about unleashing the power of MetaStock. So before we get started, one of the things that I do need to do here is I just need to go through a disclaimer with you, and then we'll introduce Bobby. First of all, this demonstration is designed to instruct you on using MetaStock and accompanying software plugins, and is not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using the specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. MetaStock shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of their software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. So what we're talking about there is, obviously there's risk in the market. We're going to be looking at securities, but we're not giving any investment advice today. We're just really here to talk to you about how to use MetaStock and what it can do for you. So that's our disclaimer. Let's go ahead and...
You have to select select that. Select this to take the disclaimer away. Okay.
Sorry about that. All right, so let me just introduce Bobby for you. Bobby Hiller is one of our best sales reps here. He has been with MetaStock for over 4 years. He is somebody who knows the software very well. He's very intelligent when he talks about the software. He understands the software and what it's capable of. And he has put together a great presentation for you today, taking you through the different tools of MetaStock and how they work. So whether you're new to MetaStock, whether you're learning about MetaStock, this is, or you're experienced in MetaStock, this presentation's for you. You're going to learn a lot no matter what level you're at with MetaStock. Bobby, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Let me unmute myself here, but I can hear you.
All right, great. Well, you are live, and let me go ahead and turn the presentation over to you.
Just hit one.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you again, Kelly. Yeah, hey guys, Kelly pretty much covered all the basics there, went through the disclaimer, introduced me. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of jump into things. I will be spending the majority of our presentation today just inside of MetaStock itself. And then we're also going to just go over a couple other things kind of towards the end of the presentation, some other like tools and features that I think might help you guys out. I do have the YouTube comment section on my screen over here, as well as our GoToWebinar questions. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on this over here. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to type it into the chat, whether it's in YouTube or GoToWebinar, and I'll try to answer them for you. I'm going to try and keep things pretty much as simple as possible today, because I know that there are a lot of new registrations from brand new users, as well as, of course, some existing clients too. I see a few people I've even been talking to lately. So hello, everyone. Yeah, let's jump in this. So if you guys end up wanting to follow up after the presentation, if you have any further questions, you want to have a one-on-one conversation about MetaStock or some of our different trading systems or anything from this presentation, my contact details should be on your screen there. My email, just bobby.hiller@metastock.com, or my direct phone number is going to be +1 801 506 1001. That'll ring my office line for you guys, and I can help you out. Kelly did already go through the disclaimer, so I'm going to kind of just jump right past this slide. I do like doing a quick introduction on MetaStock, just giving you guys a little more background, especially for those that are, maybe learning about MetaStock for the first time here. So we were founded back in 1982, the MetaStock platform. You can see the floppy disk here. MetaStock's been around as a technical analysis platform for a lot longer than, many people have even had computers for. So I like pointing that out. We were purchased by Reuters back in 1995. They're now known as Refinitive. And we released our first real-time data feed based on the Reuters technology back in 2005, released our Zenith product, which I'm going to touch on maybe just a little bit towards the end of the presentation today, in 2012. And we did end up divesting from them back in 2013, so that's even been a while now. We're still partnered with them, so we still get our data from one of the most reputable sources around. A lot of you are familiar with them, but now we're able to move along a little bit faster, not having so many people to review all the upgrades and improvements we want to push out. We're able to streamline things. And it's worked out really well for us and our users. I talk to people all the time, that have had MetaStock since the 90s. And it's always great to hear, how much people have benefited from our platform, and how it's still, going strong and working well for traders over the last many, many years. Another thing just to kind of prove, instead of just taking my word for it, that our platform is so great, we have been rated as the best analysis software for over 27 years in a row now, according to the readers of Stocks and Commodities magazine within our price category. And then, as mentioned, we released our real-time, our intraday data feeds later on, but we've still been #1 for over 10 or I think maybe even 12 years now with MetaStock real-time. I don't always get in and update these slides as much as I should. So with the presentation, I know Kelly touched on some of this, but we are going to be going over, how do you find the different securities to trade? There's so many different, stocks, futures, all sorts of other securities that you can trade. And how do you know which ones are going to work best for you, which ones you should actually be selecting? We're going to go over some of the tools in MetaStock that can help you to not only identify which securities to trade, but what trading systems to use on those specific securities. And yeah, so that's covering most of this there. And we're also going to show you how you can back test these strategies. There's some optimization tools available for you guys as well. And I don't want to do just PowerPoint presentation all day today. I know that's not what you guys are here for. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into MetaStock and spend the majority of today's time inside of there. So here we go here. This is our MetaStock software. Normally, when you first open it up, I'm just going to close everything down so we can start fresh. You'll jump into our Power Console here. So the MetaStock Power Console is where all our main power tools, is what we call them, are laid out. So in this tab over here on the left-hand side, which I'm scrolling the mouse over, you can see we have our charting software here, which is what we're going to be reviewing first today. But also we have a quote center. This just naturally kind of flows with MetaStock and when you're doing your charting or reviewing different securities. So we'll probably be showing that a bit today as well. But the main things I want to cover are our charts and the Explorer tool here, which is going to help you guys find the different securities to trade, and the system tester down here, which is going to help you to identify the best systems for those securities to trade. We also have a forecaster. We have some really good videos on our YouTube channel, which you guys can just go to youtube.com/MetaStock if you want to learn more about some of these features that we might not touch on today. And the forecaster is one of those tools that it's just a little bit more advanced. So it's not something I always do in just kind of my general presentations like this, but I recommend you guys check out some videos on that on our YouTube if you haven't already. And then we do also have our option scope tool, which was recently released with our version 17 of MetaStock that came out. And so now you have all of your options data available in MetaStock and not just inside of our Zenith platform now. So that's another really great tool, but probably not one we're going to be spending very much time on today, just because, MetaStock does have the ability to meet the needs of so many different traders, whether you're brand new and, just starting off, there's things for you, or if you're very advanced, and regardless of what you're trading to, our platform is completely customizable to be able to meet your needs and let you really go in and customize things and do exactly what you're wanting. So it reaches all tiers, but today I want to keep the level that we're at kind of open to everyone. So we will be mostly touching on the basics. When you do go to go into your charts here, so I mean, there's a few different ways we can open up securities. If you know or what you're searching for, then you can simply just type it in up here. That's one of the easiest ways. Or we have an instrument list here as well. You can see currently I have 0 selected of over 301,000 securities. So as I mentioned before, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there. How do you always know what to trade? Well, our software is going to help you with that. And we do have global market data too. So a lot of our users might be wondering, well, how do you have that many? Well, it's because we meet the needs for people anywhere, whether it's Asia, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, North America, South America. We cover everything. Our office is here in Salt Lake City, Utah, or at least in the valley here. So probably just going to work with some of the main US stocks today that a lot of you might be familiar with, just to kind of cover them. I'm going to go ahead and open up. I'm going to set this. I have over here, it's set to open up specific templates. I'm just going to have it open a very basic. We're going to go with just a clean kind of empty chart to show you guys what you might start off with the first time you open MetaStock. So we're going to do that. And, you know, I'm just pulling up random securities today too. I didn't check anything. This isn't, you know, a staged presentation to try and bloat or show you, you know, one trade that performs super well that you're going to be able to copy. I'm showing you guys just the general platform and how it works. So this is all being done in real time here. So this is just a chart of Facebook that I've opened up here. You see, I just typed it in Facebook. It's on the NASDAQ, so it had a .o on the end in our system. And you'll see this looks like, you know, maybe just a very basic chart that a lot of you might be used to. You've probably seen in other platforms like, yeah, you know, everyone has real basic charting. And of course, we're going to cover those basics, but I'm going to show you guys some of the cooler features in MetaStock and how, you know, even as a brand new user, you can jump in and take advantage of some more advanced trading systems very easily. So let me just grab a sip of water and I'll show you guys that here. All right. So off the start, you know, we're just looking at this basic line chart. You see if I hover over it, it's going to tell you the, you know, the day, open, high, low, close volume. We're just looking at a daily chart. Here's what I opened up. You do have the option to look at, you know, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly charts with our MetaStock daily chart software. Or we do also have MetaStock real time, which is the version I'm in now. And, you know, it's going to let you look at any time frame you want. You can also see down here, this is customizable. So if you want to look at a 2-minute chart, if you want to look at, you know, a 10-tick chart, something of that nature, that is all available. But again, we're keeping things kind of at the basic level. So we're just looking at a daily chart here. And you're not going to be restricted on your charting style too. You know, a lot of platforms or brokers, they don't have a ton of options. With us, you know, we do have a ton of options here. So you can see this is just the standard bar chart with your high, low, close on here. You know, if you prefer to look at candlesticks, which there's many different reasons to want to do that, then you can always change the charting style here. So you can see now I have my candlestick charts open, so I can see the open, the high, the low, the close via candlesticks. Also, you know, let's take things a little bit farther here. Maybe you want to color code your chart just to make things a little bit easier to read. You can say, you know, if it's an up candlestick, I want it to be green. If it's down, red. So, you know, now we're making some moves here. It's starting to look a little bit different, but still, I know very basic charting. We're going to get into some of the cooler features here really quick, I promise. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, those customization options. And now from here with this chart, what I have up here is my indicator list that I've just opened up. And up at the top, it keeps, you know, some of the most recently used indicators for us. So you can see these here. And these are all, you know, we have hundreds of built-in indicators and systems in MetaStock. As you can see, as I scroll through this, this is our presentation laptop. So it has several of our add-ons and things on there, but just out of the box, you know, MetaStock has hundreds of available systems there for you, and it's completely customizable too. You can also create your own. But what I wanted to show you guys is if we want to ramp up my chart here, I can easily go in and you see we have the volume indicator here. A lot of people, they might want to see volume on their chart. So I can grab that and I dropped it in its own window below my pricing here. I like to have it normally in its own window. So now we're getting a little more on here, and it's as easy as dragging and dropping these on there. But to me, this is still kind of basic stuff. We're going to pull out the MACD, and also that's a very common indicator that a lot of you might be familiar with. So it's one I like to use for these presentations. And I'm just going to pop it at the top of the chart here. So, now I have a little bit more information. Not only am I seeing price here, I have the volume and a MACD up here, and I can see when it's crossing over its signal line or below. And then on top of adding these indicators, you can also come over here on the side of MetaStock. I actually have a commentary window open. I'm going to close. We'll get into that later. But you have tons of drawing tools available in MetaStock too. So if I wanted to go in here, and just put different lines or things on here, or I changed my cursor so you guys can see what I'm doing a little better. If I wanted to come in and just draw different lines. Oops, I changed that off. So I can draw different trend lines and things to put onto my chart. I can add commentary onto my own charts if I want to leave notes for myself or things of that nature. And MetaStock also has a really cool feature, which is called Smart Charts. So it can remember how you left a chart. So if you're in here working on Facebook, and then you close the platform down and you come back later, you can still have your chart saved, all your commentary, kind of just every time you open up Facebook, it has the last systems you put on there. When working like this, you can also, after you've kind of created your strategy here, save this as a template. And then I can take all the different indicators or things that I've placed onto this chart, and I can open them up for other charts as well. But that's still, maybe things that a lot of other platforms will do for you too. One of the really cool features about MetaStock, what really helped me, I guess, too, take my trading to the next level very quickly once I started working here and using MetaStock, is something that's called our Expert Advisor. And this is a favorite feature of mine and many other people, users and coworkers alike. But the Expert Advisor, there's a few ways to open it up. You can see I've scrolled up here to our Expert Advisor, but normally I'll just right click on my chart and here, and these Expert Advisors, so you can attach different trading systems onto your chart. And it's not necessarily a complete template, because it's not going to change the volume and the MACD that I've added on here. It's just going to attach a specific expert onto my actual charting here. And just to kind of show you guys, to make this simple, I know we have a MACD one in here. So let me go ahead and get that. So I did apply that MACD line up here, but this is an Expert Advisor, and this is going to do something really cool here. Once I put this on my chart, now you can see what popped up from that Expert Advisor. It actually placed these up arrows that says MACD buy signal and down arrows that says MACD sell signal right onto my chart. And now, even without having to look at this up at the top and looking at these crossovers, in case you didn't know, when the MACD, the moving divergences of this crosses over the signal line, that dashed line, you're looking at a buy signal. So those line up right there. So that's saying you would buy if using the MACD system right here. And then when it crosses down back below, which you can see happens right up here, you get a sell signal. So it just puts it right on my chart for me. And this is, again, one of just the more basic indicators that a lot of people are familiar with, but our Expert Advisor will do this with far more complex systems too, that might take, multiple indicators or dozens of them, as well as, trend and momentum and other things into consideration to give you these exact buy and sell signals onto your chart that can make it, very easy to follow along with. And not only can you get these signals on your chart, but a lot of these Expert Advisors also come with commentary on them. So what I'm going to do is actually open up that window you guys saw me close just a little bit ago. So the Expert Advisor here, if we come and I'm going to click on commentary here and open up. And so this has now opened up the MACD by MetaStock for Facebook, because that's the security I opened up earlier. And this has, some information on the MACD trading system. It says it can provide you with buy and sell indicators in 3 ways. You have the signal line, which is kind of what I reviewed, crossovers. It also can alert you to overbought and oversold conditions. You can see those from this blue line that it's showing here. Once you get, very below down here, this is telling you this is oversold, as you can see down here, and that because it's oversold, likely it could be coming back up, which it did do here, and then you even got a crossover as well. So that's kind of what that's displaying there, but it gives you this information on it, and it also helps you see different divergences. And now I have this little black arrow here, and that shows the bar that we're looking at. So this is giving me commentary on today's current bar. Currently, the MACD is in a bearish, so a downward position. You can see the sell signal was a few days ago, and this is trending downward. So it's giving me that information. But I can also, I'm going to click over that black bar so that it's now here on this sell signal. It tells me here when I'm getting these different signals, you can get that commentary here. Let's go ahead and open up another security and just kind of give another example of kind of how all of this works. One that's fun to look at, I guess. Let's come back in here. It is Tesla. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a thing of Tesla here. And you can see it opened with everything I had applied before, but let's clean this out. And just start fresh with this. So here's Tesla, another chart, and just another example of a system to put on, maybe one that has more information instead of just a single indicator like the MACD. I'm going to go in and attach, let's see, we have a really good one for just candlesticks. I am a big fan of candlestick analysis. So here's our expert advisor for candlesticks. I'm going to apply this to the chart. And we actually have a line chart here because that's just kind of the default. So we're going to go ahead and change these back over to candlesticks. Okay, close that down. So now with this expert advisor, you can see there's a lot more signals on the screen here. We're getting, engulfing bearish candlestick, the bearish harami, rising window. Actually, we can even go in to the expert advisor and open up its properties here. So if you follow different candlestick analysis and you like to, trade certain candlestick patterns, this is a great way to be able to quickly, get indications and have an actual visual cue of these patterns. Maybe if you don't have them all memorized yourself, so you're not always sure of what you're looking at on a chart, this is a great way to help you, easily identify those patterns and even learn about them. As you see here, so I have this expert opened. And we can come in to the symbols here, and this is showing a list of all the different symbols that I have showing up on my chart. So, some of them are clicked off. Maybe we don't want this many signals. Maybe we don't care about all these different patterns. You only want to search for, X amount. You can choose just the ones that you want to show up and apply those. I'm actually not sure if this would throw someone else off after I use it. So I'm going to leave them all checked on here, or actually just cancel out what I've done. I do not want to save those changes, but just to give you guys an example, there's several expert advisors and everything I've shown you guys so far. This is all just built right into MetaStock. There's tons of different systems in here for you to use and help you with your charts. Now, the next, maybe really big question. Okay, great. Charts, hey, I want to use that candlestick system to trade. I like candlesticks. I've read a lot about them. Those are things you want to follow in MetaStock, but you already saw how many different types of patterns there are. And these are just the ones showing up on one security like Tesla. Well, our software does allow you to kind of take things further here, and we can actually go in and with our Explorer tool that we have, this allows you to scan the market. And it looks like we have, the last person in here was using our candle profit system. So another candlestick strategy that we use for their scan, but the Explorer is going to allow us to go in, and it has a list of all the different systems or scans available in MetaStock, and I can actually scroll down here, and you can see this says candlestick bullish patterns, and if I hover over it, it's going to give me, a little bit more information about that too. So it says this scan identifies candle bullish patterns. Let's get that back. With the Explorer, and it is recommended to apply the Equus Candlestick Expert Advisor with these patterns, and it's going to tell me all the different patterns that it would search for. So if that's what I know I want to search for, I can go ahead and check this here. I could even select multiple different strategies if I like to look for several things. If I not only want, the candle to search for these candlestick patterns, but I want to attach other parameters onto it. In the Explorer, I could also put on, maybe a certain like performance criteria or something of that nature. Like I only want to look at securities that have, its price has gone up consecutively for the last 3 days. I could also add in that criteria, or I only want to scan for, something that trades in volume of over 200,000 a day. Things like that, I can put in different filtering criteria and then add those in so that I'm not seeing every single candlestick pattern out there, but only candlestick patterns on securities that are at the volume I want, maybe in between a price point you want, or something of that nature that does, make things a little bit more technical. And again, I'm just trying to keep things really basic for you guys, but that's something, that a lot of maybe even existing users, I guess, ask me sometimes. If you want to combine patterns, you can select multiple patterns here for your exploration. And you have the option of use the selected instruments. We haven't actually gone down to say what instruments we're going to be scanning yet, but we're going to be doing that very shortly. And you can say, I want all 3 of these scans I just clicked to all run against that entire list individually, or I can say, I want them to use the results from the preceding exploration. So only if it's positive for the first scan or criteria, then take that list and scan it against the second and then the third, so that you're breaking this down further and further into something that meets your trading criteria, or that passes, the basic check marks that you want before you're actually going in and manually looking at your charts. So we're jumping back into this instrument list. So again, this is laid out kind of how you saw on the charts earlier. So I have currently this has 505 instruments selected out of the 301 plus thousand available with us. My guess is someone was probably running the S&P 500. That's a pretty common list to scan here, and even just for time's sake, I'm going to drop that down to the S&P 100. So what I'm saying is, well, currently with this selected is to run these 3 scans against the S&P 100. And actually that's even fine. That won't even take very long. I'll show you guys how to do that. So we're going to run this scan and I'm going to show you what happens. This says records to load. We're loading 1,250 records. So, several years worth of data here. Don't really need that much for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to say, let's load the last 500 records and run the scans based off that, with these being candlestick patterns. You don't actually need as much history in a scan like this. We could probably get away with even less because we're only looking at, more current time. And what you can see is happening here is it's scanning that list of instruments for this first one. And it just went through that, blazing fast. Instead of you clicking through 100 different charts and seeing which of the bullish patterns are popping up on those 100 different charts, this just scans it for you to let you know. And then it went through the next one once it was done with the first list, and you can even be reviewing this exploration here while those other ones are running once this one has completed. But if I jump into it down here, you can see I have 66 results and 35 rejects. That means, 35 out of the 101 here in the S&P 500 didn't meet the criteria of having the candlestick patterns that I want, that I'm searching for in the most recent periods. And here are the ones that did give me results. And this is kind of a blanket scan too, because it's searching for several different patterns. You can have, search for just one certain criteria or et cetera. You don't always have to be searching for a pattern or a buy or sell signal. You can use the Explorer to help you just kind of filter things to let you see things that are above a certain moving average or things that are in between a certain price, or that, did anything that's, technical analysis related or math based, I guess you can run a search or scan for it. And we have all the most common ones built in. You can create your own, and we're also partnered with many professional traders or institutions that have, their own proven trading strategies that you can get and follow along with, one of their systems too, and run their scan, search for their criteria, things of that nature. But back to this list here. So what I'm doing is I filtered by this row. So I know Verizon Comms did signal, it shows a 1 here instead of a 0. So it signaled for a hammer. So maybe I want to look at that. Or if I'm looking for, the bullish Harami, we can search for that. Actually, none of these hit with a bullish Harami. But that's what this scan is allowing me to do. We did a scan for doji patterns, and there were less results in here. And once you have this list, there's several things that you guys can do with it. From here, you could simply just double click on one of these securities, and it's going to open up the chart for me back here. I did set my default charts just to be clean at the start, like you guys saw. But if I'm doing this in the exploration, it kind of told me the type of chart I could have applied. So I could have it set up, if I change my charting settings here, to automatically open up in the Equus or MetaStock candlesticks. So that'll open up with exactly what it is that I'm looking for right out of the Explorer. Or maybe, once you've done your scan, you want to open it up in your own custom template. I mean, there's a lot of options there, but I just wanted to show how simple it is to then, open up one of these securities. And I guess actually, if I do have that expert applied in here, it'll show you, hey, this is where those candlesticks were. So now it's showing them. I have a lot of records loaded, a lot of those popping up, but you can see right here, this one today has an engulfing bearish that signaled. So it met the scan criteria, and that's why it's showing it to me today and how I can look at it. So a really cool way of being able to search for the criteria that you want. Now there is another thing to this, sorry. So maybe you don't know which trading strategy to use. So, so you can search for these different scans, but maybe you don't really know which system or which candlestick pattern or other trading strategy, et cetera, is going to perform best for you or for what you're trading. And that's where we have another tool that comes in, which we're going to touch on next, which is our system tester. But maybe I will just hit a few more things in the Explorer for you guys that I actually hadn't before. So also with this list, once you have things, I could save this entire thing of 66 results, like save this list to my clipboard and put it into Excel and work with it there. Or I can save the list as, just my custom, demo 1 results. And I create a list of the full 66, or also if I only wanted to look at the ones that had the white body candlestick pattern, I click the top there. It looks like a lot of these, I'm actually not sorted by this. Let me sort by that. And then I can select just the ones I want, and let's just save those in a list. So you can break that down into smaller lists so that you can easily open up those lists later in your chart or run them through other tools or scans, or the system tester even, which we're going to touch on next. Or another option is you can open these all up inside of our quote center. And I am actually just going to click that just to show it to you guys real quick, because I had mentioned this is something that flows really well. So our quote center is one of the power tools that just kind of helps you manage your list or portfolio or whatever it may be, whatever you have saved in here. And this was released with our version 17 of MetaStock. So this took that list of results and it lets me see very easily the symbol, the name of the different securities. Because I'm in MetaStock real time, I get to see if the last tick was up or down, the open, high, low, close volume, as well as the bid and ask. If you're just on MetaStock daily charts, you only have data daily or end of day data in here, but you still get the open, high, low, close volume, etc. Also from in here, you can easily go in and maybe delete certain things that you don't want if you know you don't want to trade those or something of that nature, and double click something from here to open it up in a chart. Some people will just kind of scroll down this list and go through each of their charts, which you can see I have popping up back here. I'll normally keep my quote center on a second monitor to just kind of help me go through my list. So I did want to, yeah, we don't need to save that, show you that, and that's opening it up back here for you guys like you can see there. Now, all right, let's get back into that system tester that I wanted to tell you guys about. So I've showed you, how you can do some basic charting in MetaStock, how you can search for these certain criteria and not have to, wade yourself through every single chart in the market. You can scan and search for exactly what you want, but maybe you don't know exactly what you want to search for or the exact trading system that you want to use. And we actually have, there's several ways that you can use MetaStock. I mean, everyone has a different workflow. Some people, if they already know what it is that, what trading system they want to use, then they might just want to jump into the Explorer right away to use that specific trading system. Or maybe that you want to trade Tesla because that's been, a really fun one to watch and monitor, but you don't know what strategy you want to use on that. So I'm going to cover that way first here. So let's say you really like Tesla, you've heard all about it, you want to trade it, but you don't know the best strategy to use to trade Tesla. And also just so that we have other options too, instead of just one security, I'm also going to put in just another big one. Let's put in Apple, AAPL. It's on the NASDAQ with us. So that's why I have the .o on these symbols. So these are the two instruments I have loaded for this system tester. And what the system test does, you can see here, kind of like you saw on the Explorer, it has a list, excuse me, of different strategies here. That's a favorite list. This is all system tests. This has 84 in here. We're going to uncheck that because we don't need to use all 84 of them. But now what I can do is go in and instead of selecting, indicators or systems that I want to scan for and see what's giving me those results today, instead what I want to do is test these strategies and say, hey, if I was trading Tesla or Apple in the last, let's go here, in the last 500 trading days. This isn't days, this is actually records, so trading days. So this is actually about a couple of years of data here. Over the last 500 days, if I traded Tesla and Apple, you could, if you wanted to, select all 84 of these system tests here and say, and run a scan and see what would have happened if I used any of these 84 strategies over the last 500 records against those. And it's going to give you an extremely detailed report of all of that. That's actually really easy to view and follow. And really that wouldn't take too long, but when you get that far in, and some of these different strategies have like, just for an example, let's say 100 indicators inside of it. So it's not just individual things. I'm going to not even really look. You know what? Actually, I will click the majority of them. Sorry, I'm undecided here. I was going to uncheck some, but we're just going to go in and click a random bunch of these. I'm trying to not click the optimizations because some of these systems, it'll be optimized. So it'll say, hey, actually, we're going to slightly adjust the moving average in this system test to see if it works better at a this level, that level, this level, or that level. So you can optimize systems too, but those scans take longer to run because it's running multiple variables within just the one. And it really doesn't take that long, but I'm trying to keep things fast enough paced that nobody gets bored. They're sitting at home. So we're just going to select a bunch of these different trading strategies to see how they might have performed against Tesla and Apple. I've clicked a lot of them. I know I like these Teach Talk Trade systems. These are the 3 that we have built in. There's also another 11 as well. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I haven't been looking over at these questions too. So I'm going to look over here real quick. Like I might have something in GoToWebinar. See if I can pop this open. Sorry, guys, I'm just gonna, I forgot about the questions, my bad. Someone asked, can I explore securities based on geometric indicators like continuation or reversal patterns, flags, pennants, wedges, etc.? So yes, that is something you could do with the Explorer. As long as you can define the criteria of a certain type of pattern or something of that nature, then you can easily scan for it in MetaStock. These things that you've mentioned in here, like reversal patterns, continuations, flags, yeah, like we have some strategies that have those already included. We have some really good like chart pattern recognition or chart pattern engine trading systems available for MetaStock 2 that would really cover all of those and give you not only the explorations, but you can get expert commentary for them and things of that nature. So yes, that's all in there. Or, you know, if you have any sort of criteria that you can define, you can code that into MetaStock, and we actually have a really easy to use formula language. If you're not, you know, a computer programmer, you can still easily go in and kind of create your own systems or even edit or manipulate some of the built-in ones just to better match your criteria for these scans. Also, though, we have a formula team. Even if you have a really complex strategy that you want built into MetaStock, but you don't want to do all the coding yourself, we actually have an extremely reasonable fee for just a $30 charge. In almost every case, we can code an entire trading system for you and put it into MetaStock. Or if it's, you know, just something real basic you are needing help with, you know, we have a full support team available that would just, you know, help you for free if you just have like a basic question. But I'm talking about if you have a really complex system that you want coded into our software, but you don't want to do the formula yourself, as long as you can define it, we'll do it for you for at the fraction of a cost that you pay a programmer or someone of that nature. All right, yeah, I don't want to get too off track, so I'm going to jump back into the system tester. If you guys do have other questions, keep them coming in. I see a lot of people just saying hello and things, so hi to all of you. But back into this here. So I've selected, you know, just a handful of strategies. Ooh, I really like this for a victory system too. I'm just going to check on that as well. So what I've done is I've selected 30 here, it says, out of 84 of these system tests, and I'm going to run them in a scan against, instead of selecting the instruments down below, like you had seen, we're just doing it on Tesla and Apple. Excuse me. And so before I run this scan, so you guys did see I clicked, we're looking at doing both long trades and short trades. Maybe some of the random systems I selected might not do long in both, but this gives it the option to do that. Maybe you only like taking long trades, you don't like to short, you can select long trades only. Again, everything's customizable in here. So we're gonna do both. We're gonna jump into our trade options here too. And when you go in here, this allows you to change things. Say for your account, you know, everyone has different risk parameters. Everyone has, you know, a different amount of money. Some people might be starting off their trades with just, you know, $100 in their trading account because they're trying to get warmed up to things. Maybe they did paper trading. Now they want to use just a small amount of real money just to get their feet wet. Maybe you have, you know, $10,000, millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars you're trading. It doesn't matter the level you're at. Our software can help you and benefit you. So let's see, this initial equity of say $10,000 is what you have. You want to say if I traded $10,000 against Tesla and Apple, and you're, you know, we're going to even put a high, you have a high risk factor, you're willing to put up, you know, up to 50% in trades at a time, not necessarily always just per trade. So those are the parameters we're going to put in there if based off your broker. You know, nowadays, a lot of people, you know, you could just get a trade for free. But if you have, you know, to pay commissions for your trades for whatever reason, or because, you know, you're trading large amounts, or that's just how your broker works, you can put those different parameters into here. But in our case, we're just going to leave those blank. That's how it works for me, at least. And then in here, there's different options for you too. I just have realistic market prices checked. That's oftentimes what you'll do based off your different trading strategies. Sometimes you're putting in stop orders or things of that nature, so you know exactly when you're going to be getting in or out of a trade. But this chooses realistic market prices. So, you know, if you get a signal, it's maybe you don't get in until if you're doing end of day, like you get a signal at the end of the day, then it's actually not going to put you into the trade until the next morning when it opens up, things of that nature. So we'll leave that checked there. And I am going to start this system test. So you'll see the system tester here, even though I only had 2 securities selected, and I think it was about 30 system tests. You can see it's actually running over 212 different tests here because some of these have multiple variables or things of that nature involved. But it's still going through them very fast here. So we're about halfway done with that. And it's telling me too, you know, hey, this last system, this is the profit or whatever it may be. Actually, I'm realizing I might be doing a scan with an optimization right there. We'll see how that pans out here in just a moment when it finishes. But it's telling me those, and now it's gonna give me a list of all the results. I guess maybe best wait just for that to pop up and show you guys. Let's pull that open. Okay, so I'm gonna full screen this here too. So this was one way of doing it. If you just wanted to know about these trading systems against Tesla and Apple, now I have a list of the results of all those scans here, and I'm actually going to, filter this. You can filter by, best profit or worst profit, average percent gain, average net profit, etc. And we can see now it has all those different trading systems listed over here, and it shows you how they performed up here. So I had just selected a bunch of random ones, as you guys saw. This looks like the Bollinger Band Toolkit 2, Method 1. So that was the trading system that performed the best overall out of all of those. And I'm going to click into that, and it shows you, because we did choose both Tesla and Apple, it has the results of both of those in here. And it looks like it performed the best on Tesla out of those two, with a 660% gain had you utilized this trading system over the last 500 trading days. So very good there. And I've actually clicked into that further to get even more information from the system tester. So it tells me the profit, with that $10,000 account. If I had high risk, again, with this, we were willing to, trade up to like $5,000 at a time on that. But the profit would have been, $66,000 had you use this strategy. And this is, obviously I chose the top one, like an extreme example here, but I just wanted to show you guys that. And not only does it have the profit, it has, buy and hold information in here. You can look at the number of trades. This was actually a poor example now that I'm looking at it, because it only traded at one time, or maybe that's not, oops, I closed that down. Maybe that's not necessarily a poor example. I'm going to open my report back up here because I exited out all the way, but it didn't take a lot of trades, and maybe want to see if that's still an indication that it was good because it got you in and not out at the right times. But you can also select here the average trades. You can, search by that too. I do like, in my case, I like looking at the top ones, knowing, hey, these trading systems work best on that. When you're seeing the Vora Victory, this is one of the trading systems I've been using a lot lately. We can go in and look at this one too. Also had good performance on Tesla. You can go in and look at. You can also go into not only see the summary page with all the information there, you can see the order page. It says, hey, if you use this strategy, this is exactly the days you bought, the days you sold, what happened with that event, what happened to your account, etc. See all your different trades, the equity line here. So this shows we started with the $10,000 here. And I like to look at this, and there's a couple things you can look for when looking or using the equity line. And this one's actually pretty decent. So it started out, and over time, sometimes if this was really, really choppy, just up, down, it's like, okay, maybe it had some good winners, but also some big losses. And that wouldn't be super promising. I mean, and two, we're looking at Tesla, which I think a lot of people can agree, has surprised a lot of people with what it's done. So I'm not surprised to see, that there was a bit of a pullback in some of those trades, but it still came back up when using this strategy. What I do like, though, is that it's lower down here, and it is, for the most part, gradually going up. You know, if this was in a down point down here, this maybe wouldn't be a strategy I would want to trade on it, even though it made a lot of money. I like to see a consistent equity line that's continuing to rise, so that I know that it's consistently performing well on that. And there's a lot of ways to go in and do analysis. There's a lot of different ways to look at that too, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And another really nice thing, or thing too, I just want to be open with everyone. You can see, you know, there were some losers too. Some of these trading systems specifically will not trade well on Tesla and Apple. You can see there were some losers. But one nice thing that you can see here is if you do follow these strategies, you know, for the most part, when you do win, you're going to win bigger. And when you lose, the losers are smaller here. If you're following this system, you know, having a technical analysis, a trading system in mind, and a platform like MetaStock that you can use to follow. And if you follow it, you know, it helps remove your emotion from the trades, and it can help you to realize, you know, some really good profits by removing the guesswork, removing your emotion. There's always going to be times when you lose. That's just how it is with trading. But if you don't let your emotions get involved, and you're following a good strategy that you've, you know, seen has worked well historically, very likely it has a chance of continuing to work well for you, and you can minimize your losses and take higher profits here. And of course, too, something to mention is you don't always have to choose one and just follow it. I like to use multiple trading systems. I'll even have like a multi-chart layout where I have, you know, maybe multiple, even where I can see multiple expert advisors at a time. And I like to line up buy signals, or I always like to confirm trend and follow certain moving averages, things of that nature. So you can combine multiple strategies too, or just select one and follow it, whatever works best for you. The beauty of it is that it'll meet the needs of anyone, because you can, you know, go through with all those different options. Now, there is another thing, another really good way, I should say, of using the system tester. That's just one way to do it. What I personally probably even do more often, and a lot of other users too, is maybe you already know the trading system you want. Like I said, I really like the Vora Victory. So you can select just that system test and say, hey, this is a strategy that I like. And then you can go in and I can run just a system test of this against, say, the S&P 500 even. So this might, actually, I'm going to do one just a little bit smaller and I think load some more records. Just see, I'm going to uncheck that so it doesn't have everything selected. We're going to go into the index constituents here. And just as an example, I haven't never ran this scan before. We're going to start a system test on the Dow Jones stocks 50, just as an example. So you already have a trading system that you want to follow. You can select it and then say, hey, this is what I want to use, but I want to find the securities that it works best with, because certain you know, securities might trade a certain way. There's certain people that watch different ones, or things of that nature. And so you want to find a trading strategy that matches the personality of what it is that you're trading. So you can go in and say, okay, if I'm trading this system, what does it perform best on? And so we can go in and get a list. And now I see, okay, if I did it with this, I actually didn't go in and change any of my trading options, but I can see, okay, from that list, here are the top 10 or 15 securities that it's worked best on. But I know, you know, maybe even just these top 5 or so, that these trade really well with the Vora Victory system. And so maybe I put these in a watch list and I continue to look at these certain strategies and then trade them specifically because they've proven to perform very well with this trading system on the Victory strategy. And again, you can go in and look at maybe confirm your equity line, see if you have, you know, most recently, a very positive equity line if using this strategy. Also, though, put in your own parameters too. A lot of the times too, these and every system test or every strategy as well, you don't always buy at every buy signal and sell at every sell signal. A lot of these have additional information behind them that you can find in their manuals, or just reading online about an indicator saying, hey, well, this will signal an indication, but you might only want to take these trades when they also match this criteria, which is going to make the trades even that much better. And that's definitely an example of something that Vinspora teaches. You want to confirm trend with his strategies, and then that improves those trades even further. That's how the system tester works. You can use it however you want, but those are two of the most popular methods. You can, yes, find systems that work best for the securities you want to trade, or find securities that work best with the system you want to trade. Either way, really good ways of doing it. And then once you've identified that, then you could jump from a system tester into the Explorer. And maybe you took a list, that list I saved earlier, the 5 top performers, with Victory. I saved those in a list, and I run an exploration on them every morning to see when or if they have a buy or sell signal based off the Victory system. So that's another way to use it. So that covers really the main power tools. I know we do still have a few minutes left in today's presentation. It looks like there's actually some other questions coming in. I have a really small window over here, so I haven't been noticing them as good as I probably could. Let's see. Oh yeah, there are actually quite a few questions. I'm not super familiar with the GoToWebinar link. Oh, here we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, so someone asked here, what if trading strategies, like searching for trades just within like a $30 range? Yes, you can go in and run like an exploration that gives you a list of securities that are trading under $30, and then you can save that list and then work with, maybe run a system test against that list because you only want to, trade things at that amount. That's definitely something that you can do.
Hey, Bobby.
Some other questions. Where is Chart Pattern Engine in MetaStock 17? Someone asked. So Chart Pattern Engine is actually an add-on from Fulgent or Nirvana. So if you order the add-on for that, then you can download the software, or the add-on, I should say, and then it'll show up within your explorations in here. It'll show up on your charts. You can apply, the Fulgent Chart Pattern Engine as a template, things of that nature. That is actually something I kind of wanted to touch in on with you guys. I'm glad someone brought that up. Let's jump back into, actually not the PowerPoints, but we're going to go to metastock.com. So this is just our website, one of the home pages here. As you can see, we are actually doing an offer right now where you can get 3 months of MetaStock for the price of 1 for all new users. And I actually have a link you guys could use. That's www.metastock.com. And then it's just my name. So / my name, that is Bobby Hiller. If you guys were interested in getting 3 months for the price of 1, you could use that link, and then it would actually let me know you signed up, and I can give you some additional training materials for free. I can follow up with you on your account, send you some getting started information, and help you out. But this will also let you know a bit more about each of our different power tools if you visit this link. From some of the big wigs here, you can watch their videos that they've done on our different power tools and get a lot of great information there. So something I recommend, but not to get too sidetracked from what I wanted to show you guys. As mentioned kind of earlier today, MetaStock already has several trading systems built in. You can customize it too. You can add your own formulas. You can have us create formulas for you. There's lots of options, but we are also partnered with many professional traders and institutions where they might have a trading strategy like you see here that they've been working on for over 15 years and have had great success with it. And we've partnered with them to take all the complexity from their trading system, take all their knowledge over the many decades or whatever it may be, and then create an easy to follow system in MetaStock where you can attach your expert advisor with your commentary to read through it and follow along with them. So those are available. If you just go to metastock.com, you can go to the products and add-ons and find those here. And yes, that question that was asked earlier, like chart pattern engine, that one is the Fulgent chart pattern engine, which I clicked on right here. And now you can find this add-on here. You can see a quick video of it here. One thing too, if you just go to youtube.com/metastock, we have probably at this point thousands of videos, I would say, but you can search for any of these different add-ons on our YouTube page and often find much longer presentations. I've even done several videos in the past. You guys could just search for my name and find some of the videos I've done to see some of my favorites and then get more details here. None of these are required for MetaStock to work. It already has built-in systems that work great that you can use to get your feet wet. Or if you know, hey, maybe there's someone that you do follow, like we're partnered with John Bollinger and he has his Bollinger Band toolkit. You already get the Bollinger Bands built into MetaStock, but if you want his full toolkit with his an entire trading strategy that he uses, you know, we partnered with him to put that into MetaStock, and for that one, just like a very low cost, you could add that in as well to your trial. He even has an offer. I'm actually going to click into that here. For just $49 a month, you can get his full toolkit that not only has Bollinger Bands, but you get over 47 indicators, an additional 10 of those explorations, and 9 system tests. So that's just an example of things that you can find. And I actually, you know, for you brand new users, if you know, you're really wanting to learn MetaStock a little bit faster and just want to make things easier on yourself and not have to select your own systems or run all the tests or know what's best, often it can be a really good option to, you know, just follow along with a proven strategy. And here, I mostly trade utilizing our partner systems, but I like to combine them to give me confirmations, and it's worked very well for me. So that's one way of doing it. Another thing I maybe want to show you guys here, because yeah, not only can you spend quite a bit of time going through these and seeing some of them, for new users, another good way, so not only selecting already a proven system that you could use in MetaStock to help you get started, is we are partnered to, he was actually a former sales manager here at MetaStock, but Kevin Nelson, he has a website called learnmetastock.com, and we are actually running a promotion with him right now too. What he does is he's kind of devoted himself for many, many years now just to teaching how to utilize MetaStock and how to trade in general. And on his website, there's probably hundreds of hours worth of videos that are far more in depth than the actual training side. I'm just doing a general overview. He teaches you how to do all this stuff. We actually utilize his website and services to teach our new employees how to use MetaStock. I remember when I first started almost 5 years ago, going through all the videos on his website and how helpful it was for me to learn MetaStock and just learn so much more about trading in general. And as part of our promotion for February, he's doing a buy 1 month, get 2 months for free. So that would actually pair very well with the MetaStock trial, which is the same thing that we're offering. So that's a great way for new users to get started too, and something I recommend even to really advanced users, because not only are there basic getting started things with Learn MetaStock, but he goes very in depth too. Say for the formula writing, for example, you can see he has multiple different videos that go step by step, getting more advanced, but that teach you every single aspect of everything. And you can see these aren't just real short videos. Like that one right there is a 40-minute video that goes over how to control sequence, working with functions. So, you know, for you advanced users that want to take things even further, I mean, this is some really good stuff I recommend. Another thing that I really like about the Learn MetaStock website is not only does he have all of that, but you can come down and he has several videos on many of those add-ons that you saw earlier, where he teaches you how to use them or reviews them also, and kind of just goes over them. So, those were actually trading strategies. So right down here, we have product reviews. So you can see this is Vince for as Veracity, the system I used to use the most. I had actually shown you guys some of Victory inside of MetaStock just a little bit ago, not to be confused with Veracity. I like to use both now. Victory is our newest add-on, so just the one I've been kind of playing with the most, and it's been working for me. So when something works, I like to stick to it for a while. So that's another really great resource I wanted to show to you guys. You can go to our website to learn more about MetaStock, to find additional trading strategies, things of that nature. And when you order these, you can add them into your MetaStock toolkit, so you can get their templates to apply to your charts, get commentary from all these different professional traders inside of MetaStock, or just use the built-in stuff too. Just wanted to give everyone kind of different options here and things that you can see. I am going to jump back into my slides here. It looks like we're coming to an end here pretty quickly, but I guess I should probably cover pricing for some of you new people who haven't seen or aren't aware of our exact pricing. So MetaStock DC, that's the daily charts version. So if you're doing more swing and position trading, maybe you work a 9-to-5 type job. So you're only looking at the markets after they've closed, or just something of that nature, or just doing investing instead of trading really. This might be the product for you. It starts as low as $59 a month. If you're in the US, it's $69 because you do get also US options data with that, so it costs just a little more. But you can get 3 months for the price of one to start out as a trial. You could also pair that with Learn MetaStock or some of the or an add-on, or just MetaStock alone. And again, metastock.com/Bobby Hiller to learn more about that or get the offer. You can also reach out to me. I'll be showing you guys my contact details again if you have specific questions or want me to help you get set up. MetaStock Real-Time, so our real-time version, which works with intraday data. You can get the tick data and all of that. Plus, we actually didn't have any time to get to it today, but MetaStock Real-Time also is powered by Zenith. And Zenith is our retail or white labeled version of Refinitive, or formerly Reuters, Icon platform, which is basically the main competitor to the Bloomberg terminal. I mean, literally over $1 billion went into the creation of it, and you can get a global market intraday pricing data with that, as well as live news, fundamentals, financials, and much, much more. So you get a whole additional platform on top of MetaStock. We really only covered MetaStock today, but there's a whole nother software that we offer with Zenith, and I highly recommend you guys check that out too. Actually, if you guys go to the link I've been telling you, metastock.com/Bobby Hiller, and put a numerical 2 at the end, that has some great resources on Zenith, which I recommend you check out if you're planning on, if you want news or fundamentals, or if you're planning to work with intraday data. This is the link, metastock.com/Bobby Hiller 2. Kelly does a great presentation here that you guys can watch and learn more about that, because I didn't have time to touch in on it today. So that's another resource. Also know, for all of our existing users and new users, we offer you free unlimited support. Our support team is very well known for taking care of our customers. Not only can they answer your technical questions, but we offer like a free one-on-one setup and installation service where we can do a full hands-on demonstration, about what I've done here, but we can screen share with you and go through the whole software with you at no extra cost. Just when you sign up, to make sure that you're comfortable with the platform and you know how everything works, and we can answer all your questions. We're also available via live chat and email. If you want to chat with me, you can come into metastock.com. I'm normally in our sales chat, so /sales chat, and ask for Bobby, and we could talk more there. Or if you need support, they have their own support chat, which is metastock.com /support chat, or both of these just from our homepage, metastock.com. If you scroll down to the very bottom, you can choose on the left sales chat or on the right support chat. Come in, ask us questions, let us know if we can help you. Ask for me, Bobby, if you come in to sales chat, and I'd be happy to help you out. Normally, what I spend my time doing is just helping our users find the right products for them, reviewing MetaStock, getting them the biggest discounts and the best deals that I can to be able to sign up. We're out here just trying to help you guys trade the markets. So definitely reach out to us. I'm going to end on this slide here that has my contact details, as well as some of those offers that we had. If anyone has any other questions, I'm happy to answer those. Let's see. Okay. Yes, I see someone sent me an email. I'll look out for that. As soon as this presentation is over, I'll get back to you there. The cost in India. So India is, for the MetaStock daily charts, it's 59. That's US dollars. And yes, we do cover all India markets for the daily charts version, or 250 for the MetaStock real-time with Zenith. That's the monthly cost. MetaStock also has a lifetime purchase option available, guys. So I always recommend starting off with the trial. And then once the trial's over, I can normally work with you to get you a good offer on the lifetime purchase of the platform, so that you can save a bit more money and put that into the markets instead of paying with us. And then, for end of day users, we even have some local data options. So if you already have data from another source for end of day analysis, you can simply use that if you own MetaStock. But we have some of the best, most reliable data available. So most users will just use ours. You can also sign up for just Zenith if you're only into fundamentals or news or things of that nature. Then that's definitely an option too. Most users, I would say, get both, but definitely we have a lot of people that subscribe to just Zenith as well. So that is an option. Let's see what other questions I can see here. I have a really small window I'm to scroll through to read them. Okay. Hey, Michael, I see you have some specific questions about some of Vora's stuff. I'm actually really having some issues reading my my window here. Oh, well, I wonder if I can pop it out. Send me a direct email, Michael, and I'll get you all taken care of with that.
Hey, Bobby, if you need me to, I could read you those questions.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, so one of them is, what is the best add-on in your opinion?
The best add-on in my opinion. So that's actually, it's very situational, because if you're trading, say, Forex intraday, I would have a different suggestion for you versus if you're swing or position trading and you're only trading options in the US market. If you're, maybe in Australia or India, oftentimes, with technical analysis, they're reading charts and pricing, it'll work throughout. But it really varies depending on what it is that you're trading, the time frame that you're trading, etc. And I'm actually really happy to review them with you based off of, what would work best for you. If you send me an email, bobby.hiller@metastock.com, let me know what it is that you like to trade. If maybe you're a little more conservative or aggressive, if you like to do intraday trades, and I can suggest one of the best strategies for you. I'm also actually going to show you guys one other quick resource here. So back to metastock.com. When you're on that product page for the different add-ons here, you can come over here and click, so products, I went into add-ons, click compare add-ons right here. And what this does is it has a list of almost all of our add-ons. Sometimes the newer ones take a little bit to get put into here, but you can see what type of asset type this add-on would work for. So Anne-Marie's Target Rich Trades, it'll work with stocks, futures, Forex, ETFs. Some of them work really well with options or equities. If you're, Chuck Hughes Prime Trade Select, it also says the trading style. So if you're a short-term swing trader, or if you want to do intraday, etc., spread trading with options. So this is a really good resource to use here, the compare third-party add-ons page. It'll tell you some of the indicators, some of the components involved. and also I want to mention with all of our partners too, we set these up in like different ways and things. So some of the things might just read differently. What I really recommend if you're interested in something is to reach out, because I've worked with all of these trading systems. I have a lot of clients. I can normally give you some pretty good feedback. This is a really great tool for you to get a general understanding. Sometimes, someone might put in, like Chuck Hughes Prime Trade Select says it works with equities and options here, but it's still working with intraday data. There's other asset types and securities that it can work with too, but that's mostly what he trades, so what he put into here. So this isn't, just because it says one thing here doesn't mean that it wouldn't also work with other strategies, or maybe even, be the best. Like for example here, Anne Marie's Target Rich Trades. I actually really like to use her add-on to see support and resistance levels on my charts. I'll often maybe use, buy and sell signals from some of Vince Fora's systems, just because they've always worked well for me in the past, but I like to also look at the support and resistance from Anne Marie's Target Rich Trades on those charts. It's just an example of, you can take certain things from certain strategies, or, I also use a lot of built-in tools in MetaStock too. It doesn't always have to be an add-on. So yeah, reach out and I can help you. I'll let you know what I think might work best for your market or your trading style, but this is also another really good tool for you to use here for that.
Okay, another question is, can MetaStock be used on a Mac computer, or is it still just for PCs?
Yeah, so MetaStock is just for Windows based platforms, but we do actually have a lot of users or even employees that have a Mac, and nowadays you can get software. Normally what I recommend is like Parallels, which will allow you to put Windows onto your Mac, and then you can put MetaStock on it. It's not, we don't support Mac fully, but if you do already run Windows on your Mac, like a lot of people do nowadays with Boot Camp or Parallels, then you could put MetaStock onto it. But normally we would recommend that you have a Windows-based PC or laptop to use MetaStock. Any other questions in there?
It looks like you already addressed the one about how to reach out to you on Vora, and it looks like that is all the questions specifically.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, well, if you guys do have other questions, like I said, you can send me an email and I'll get back to you right away. I'm going to head back over to my desk after this to start helping people out. You can also come in to our chat room or give me a call. I'll pull up my contact details again for you guys, just for you to get one last look at this page. So here's my email, bobby.hiller@metastock.com. Also, the trial link was the metastock.com/Bobby Hiller. Add a number 2 to the end of that if you guys wanted to learn more about Zenith. But yeah, thanks for sitting through today's presentation, everyone. I'm always happy to go through the software with you guys, and look forward to helping some of you out.